Hey guys, YouTuber100 here. Alright. And now to finish off the original four Superman films. And yeah, I'm even wearing like a Superman shirt today. Yeah. And yeah, now to finish off these movies. Now here's my review of Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Oh my gosh. This film was absolute. Gosh, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe horrible may actually be an understatement for this. I mean, this movie was freaking horrendous. I mean, seriously. I mean, yeah, I mean, I thought Superman 3 was bad. I mean, but this one, I mean, this is a million times worse. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, seriously. I mean, this film was just absolute hell, okay? I mean, this film just sucked, alright? I mean, the story for this sucked. The effects in this movie sucked. The characters really aren't interesting at all. I mean, seriously, I mean, yeah, this film just, yeah, this could quite possibly be yeah, this is one of the worst superhero films of all time. I mean, this is probably like Batman and Robin bad. Alright, I mean, seriously. I mean, I think this, Batman and Robin, and the new Fantastic Four movie go down as probably the worst three superhero movies of all time. And maybe like the Catwoman movie, too. I mean, seriously, I mean, all these films sucked, okay? Yeah, Superman 4 is just absolute shit, okay? I mean, yeah, once again, the Rotten Tomatoes consensus for this film pretty much sums up the movie. The Superman series bottoms out here, the action is boring, the special effects look cheaper, none of the actors appear interested in where the plot's going. And yeah, that's, like, yeah, that is all true, okay? Seriously, I mean, the effects in this movie were freaking awful. I mean, Nostalgia Critic put the effects for this movie in his 11 dumbest the Superman moments, and yeah, the effects in this movie are freaking horrible, okay? I mean, you have, like, you can actually see the black curtains that are supposed to be outer space. I mean, the wire shots aren't even bothered to be attempted to cover up. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a part where Superman drops Lois, and yeah, it seems like she's just soaring instead of falling, and yeah, and of course there's also that stupid green screen shot of Superman flying towards the camera that they just constantly use over and over and over. And I mean, it's awful. And yeah, Nostalgia Critic even made an actual review for this movie, and yeah, just sums it up. I mean, this movie is filled with a bunch of plot holes and different plot points and useless characters. I mean, yeah, just and a lot of the stuff just doesn't make sense. All right, I mean, yeah, you have the stuff like Nuclear Man, the way he's born, and yeah, you also have the very embarrassing scene where Superman takes Lois Lane flying again. And yeah, it's pretty much just exactly the same as the first movie. I mean, it's a complete ripoff. The exact same stuff happens. And yeah, I mean, Superman flies with Lois through the city side by side, supports her with his fingertips, lets her fall like I just said, and yeah, I mean, it's just embarrassing. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Superman 4, this film just flat out sucks ass altogether. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'd give this movie probably, I don't know, half a star out of 4. And I may even be generous with that. I mean, I could probably even give this no stars at all. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, seriously, this film just absolutely sucks. Oh, man. Alright. So, yeah. And yeah, this was also no longer under the direction of Salkind, like the first three films were, yeah. Instead, this film was produced by Golan Globus, and yeah, I mean, and you have the return of Lex Luthor in this movie, which, yeah, they don't even, like, yeah, and, yeah, it's pretty much just the exact same stuff with him before. I mean, and like I said before, I just don't see why they couldn't have put him in the third movie. And yeah, you still have, like, the original cast returning. You still have Christopher Reeve. There's still Gene Hackman, Margaret Kidder, Jackie Cooper, Mark McClure. Yeah, all of them are still in. But yeah, I mean, they really don't seem like they're they really want to be there. I mean, yeah, and why did they even make this movie in the first place? I mean, I seriously think they could have just stopped it after the first two movies. I mean, they didn't need to make a third one, they didn't need to make this one. And yeah, I mean, yeah, they just bombed out the series right here. Yeah. So yeah, alright. So yeah, let me just get into the movie. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna zoom through real quick, because, I mean, yeah, it's honestly, like, really, like, just, yeah, the movie is just, like, real short compared to the other ones. I mean, the other two movies were, like, over 2 hours long, and yeah, this one is just, like, an hour and a half. So yeah, probably can get through talking about this movie pretty quickly. So yeah, let me just get right into it. So the movie opens back in space. Yeah, at least they brought back the traditional Superman movie openings in space and the credits floating in space with the John Williams score. At least they did that. But yeah, I mean, the opening for this movie, the budget for these credits just looked like it was under $2. I mean, seriously. It's really stupid. I mean, they just have like the credits just like zoom back in and over a planet, and yeah, they don't even like move it. I mean, it's not like the first two films where you actually go through the stars as the credits roll. I mean, yeah, it's not like that. It's just it stays in one place, and yeah, the credits just like you see them zoom back over a planet, and yeah, it just looks pretty bad. Yeah, anyway, and then yeah, you see Superman then saving some Russian astronauts. It's after their spaceship got thrown off course by space debris. Yeah, and then yeah, Superman speaks. He's like Russian to them. Yeah, I mean, Superman uses a bunch of different languages in this movie for foreigners. Yeah. Then it shows Clark back in his hometown of Smallville. You know, and yeah, now that his parents have died, Clark inherits their farm. And then back in the barn, he finds the capsule from to Earth, which, I mean, didn't he already do that in the first movie? Yeah. And then he removed the green in Kryptonian energy model, and then he hears a recording from his mother that the power can only be used once, which, I don't know. Yeah, and then there's a mall developer that wants to inherit the farm from Clark, but Clark refuses to hand the farm over. Yeah. And then shows the Daily Planet, and that it's been bankrupt and been taken over by tabloid tycoon David Warfield. And then yeah, he then fired Perry White and then hired his daughter Lacey as the editor of the paper now. And then it shows Lex Luthor being broken out of prison by his nephew Lenny, who is played by John Cryer. Yeah, and yeah, Lenny helps his uncle Lex escape from prison. Then yeah, and it shows this was at a school in a class. There's this kid Jeremy who contributed absolutely nothing. And yeah, and he says that he sent a letter to Superman, and then yeah, it shows that Superman has a strand of his hair donated to the museum, and then Lex Luthor ends up stealing it to create a genetic matrix. Yeah. And then yeah, throughout the movie, it's shown that Lacey has a liking to Clark. And yeah, she's trying to seduce him, and yeah, she asks him to date her. Yeah. And then yeah, there's a United Nations meeting that Superman agrees to appear at, and then at their hotel, Lois tries to talk to Clark, and then yeah, Clark says that he needs fresh air, and then yeah, he then jumps off of a ledge or something, and then yeah, Lois follows, and then yeah, it shows Superman with the glasses, and Lois took them off, and apparently she didn't even recognize him again. I mean, even with the glasses on. Yeah, and then as I said, they then rip off the first movie by flying through the city. And then yeah, then they like mock the kissing scene from the end of the second movie when Clark kisses Lois again, but it's like she's just stunned and doesn't remember anything at all, and yeah, it's dumb. And then yeah, anyway, at the United Nations meeting, Superman announces that he'll rid the planet of nuclear weapons. And yeah, and then yeah, it shows the various nations firing nuclear warheads into space, and then Superman and is able to stop them. And then yeah, then Superman collected them in like a giant net and threw them right to the sun. And then Lex Luthor then launched his own missile. So and then yeah, Superman ended up intercepting that too and threw it into the sun, and with the hair inside. And then yeah, then it showed the energy ball discharging, and then it develops into a superhuman nuclear man who was basically like a clone of Superman. And yeah, his birth is pretty dumb. I mean, why is he actually born with a costume? I mean, yeah, like Nostalgia Critic said, I mean, did Lex Luthor manage to like slip some of Superman's costume in the missile too? I mean, it makes no sense. Yeah. Yeah, and then it showed Nuclear Man, who was played by Mark Pillow, but he actually had the voice of Gene Hackman, who played Lex Luthor. Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, Nuclear Man arrived at Earth, and he found his quote-unquote father, who was Lex Luthor. Yeah, and then, yeah, Luthor says that while Nuclear Man is powerful, he'll deactivate without solar light, which he... There are many times when he doesn't have solar light and he's fine. So yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah. And then, yeah, there's this one scene where, like Lacey, he brings Clark over for date, and then at the same time, Lois Lane is asked by Lacey to bring Superman over so she can interview him at the same time. And then yeah, we have the scene where like Clark keeps switching back and forth when he's Clark for Lacey, and then he leaves, and then he's Superman for Lois Lane. And yeah, he just kept switching back and forth from Clark to Superman, which, yeah, to be honest, I actually thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. And then he eventually gets like a message from Lex Luthor, and then, yeah, Superman then finds Lex Luthor, and then, yeah, he's introduced to Nuclear Man, and then eventually, then Superman and Nuclear Man and engage in a battle, which I actually thought that this could actually be kind of cool. And it wasn't. Yeah, the fight really was a big letdown. I mean, this could have been like really freaking awesome with them actually fighting each other and battling, and yet they hardly do anything to each other at all. Yeah. And then, yeah, at one point, yeah, Nuclear Man is just like taking down a bunch of trying to destroy a bunch of landmarks, and Superman ends up repairing them. And saving them, like the Great Wall of China and the Statue of Liberty and stuff, yeah. And then as Superman is saving the Statue of Liberty, then like Nuclear Man then scratched Superman in the back of his neck, and then it caused Superman to get a radiation sickness. It's because Nuclear Man had radioactive claws. And then eventually Nuclear Man just kicked Superman so far away. And then, yeah. Hey, that even during the kick, Superman's cape ended up tearing off. Yeah. Yeah, and then it was recovered by the Daily Planet, but Lois wasn't happy about it. And yeah, the Daily Planet even had a headline entitled, "Is like Superman Dead?" And then, yeah, Lois is wanting to quit, and yeah, she recovers Superman's cape for herself, and then, yeah, Lacey ended up also telling Lois that she had no part in it, and that she cares for Clark also, and then, yeah, Lois then paid a visit to Clark in his apartment where he was, like, sick, and yeah, he was, like, telling Lois that he had a flu. And yeah, Yeah, and because of what Nuclear Man did, Clark was also aging really badly. Yeah, and then he retrieved the Kryptonian energy that he recovered back at the barn. And yeah, he uses that to heal himself. And then, just for absolutely no reason at all, Nuclear Man just then he saw a Daily Planet headline, and then he saw Lacey was on the cover. Then he just like fell in love with Lacey for absolutely no reason. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. And then Nuclear Man told Superman he wanted Lacey, and then he threatened mayhem if he didn't get it. And then yeah, Superman then took Nuclear Man over to Lacey. But yeah, as he did, Superman was luring Nuclear Man into an elevator, which would trap him inside, and he would deactivate. And then Superman brought the elevator shaft to the far side of the moon, and yeah, that like was weakening Nuclear Man. But then the sun was rising, and it was able to like shine through the crack in the elevator door. And yeah, Nuclear Man ended up being restored, and yeah, they, the two of them, got into another battle, and then it eventually looked as if Superman was defeated. And then Nuclear Man then abducted Lacey back at the Daily Planet, and then Superman then and like pushed the moon's surface out of the orbit, causing an eclipse to the sun, and it ended up nullifying Nuclear Man's powers. And yeah, Superman rescued Lacey, and then he he then threw Nuclear Man into a nuclear power plant core, and that ended up destroying him. But like Nostalgia Critic said, I mean, wouldn't that actually make him more powerful? But yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, and then Nuclear Man and what would have been him then just transformed into electrical power, and yeah, it just gave like a big energy boost to everything electrical in the city. Yeah, and then yeah, Barry then like was able to buy the interest in the newspaper back, and then he made Warfield a shareholder and protect the Daily Planet from any further takeovers. And then yeah, it showed then a press conference and with Superman only declaring partial victory for the Blaze, and then he said that there would be peace in the town. There would be peace when people will want it so badly that the governments will have no choice but to give it to them. And then yeah, Superman then recaptured Lex and Lenny. And then yeah, he took Lenny over to Boys Town, and he told the priest that Lenny has been under a bad influence. And then yeah, they took Lenny in, and then yeah, Superman took Lex Luthor back to prison. And then it ended once again with Superman flying into the sunrise. And yeah, that's how the movie ended. So yeah, like I said, half a star out of 4. I mean, this movie completely sucked. I mean, so many plot holes and plot points and pointless characters, and yeah, this just seemed to be as if it would be the death of the Superman franchise. Nice. So yeah, just yeah, complete fail of a Superman movie. Alright, so yeah, that does it for my review of Superman 4, and yeah, alright, and yeah, that does it for the original 4 Superman movies. Now that we've done all these, next up we're gonna be getting into the Burton Schumacher Batman movies. So yeah, stay tuned for these coming up next. So yeah, alright, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.